Right now, new details from the Sun Prairie School District about what led to the arrest of West High School's former dean of students. We have reaction from a parent and a breakdown of what the district knew and when.
And we are finally starting to dry on out across central and southern Wisconsin. How long we stay dry for and what the first weekend of fall looks like in the first forecast.
And another candidate enters the race for governor, this time on the Republican side. And we welcome you. News 3 now at 6. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. We begin with the Sun Prairie Area School District. Officials there have released personnel records for Robert Gilkey Meisegeier. He's the former West High School Dean of Students. Gilkey Meisegeier is charged with 2 counts of child sexual exploitation and 13 counts of possession of child pornography. He has pleaded not guilty.
Now, the documents outline when staff first learned of his alleged actions and how the district then responded. Now, in early April, the district received a message alleging inappropriate conduct between a student and Gilkey Meisegeier. That message was forwarded then to the principal. Gilkey Meisegeier was placed on leave immediately.
4 days later, an investigation from the district began. After speaking with the student and parent, a staff member determined there was no inappropriate relationship. Gilkey Meisegeier returned to work the next day.
And now to May, we fast forward. Gilkey Meisegeier did not report a student's claim of a sexual act involving a different teacher. Instead, records say he warned that teacher about the allegation. The other teacher is no longer employed, though he faces no criminal charges. In June, the district finds out about the incidents and admits to not reporting child abuse. Gilkey Meisegeier was placed on leave once again. The district terminated him. That was about a week later, and Gilkey Meisegeier wasn't arrested until July.
And our Ellie LaLiberte read through all of these documents and joins us now live. Ellie, you spoke with a parent today. What did she tell you?
Yeah, I spoke with a mom who says she's fed up. Now, these documents do give us a little bit more insight into how the district handled Gilkey Meisegeier, but they also show that several staff members were aware of allegations made against him and failed to report it to proper authorities.
These kids, they do not feel safe.
Safety. That's why Christy Yang, a mom of 3 kids in the Sun Prairie Area School District, spent her Monday here at the school board meeting.
We are also looking for structural safeguards so that this culture does not continue.
The district releasing these personnel documents Monday night, detailing a timeline for the conduct of former Dean of Students Robert Gilkey Meisegeier, including a letter submitted alleging an inappropriate relationship between a student and Gilkey Meisegeier.
There was an anonymous tip, and it was dismissed.
According to the documents, the district evaluated the tip and interviewed the student, her mother, and Gilkey Meisegeier, but found no inappropriate relationship.
Part of the reason that, it's legally required to report is that we can sometimes find these allegations hard to believe because offenders groom, so they'll groom a child, but they'll also groom their family, their parents, the community.
Jennifer Ginsburg is the executive director of the Safe Harbor Child Advocacy Center.
The critical piece is that the report needs to be made to authorities, to law enforcement or child protective services. An internal report, like to a person's boss, is not enough.
She says an internal investigation isn't enough to cooperate with the state's mandatory reporting statute.
I think one thing that reporters need to remember is that you're not an investigator. You don't have to have evidence. What you need to have is a concern.
According to that statute, reports need to be made immediately. The district did not return my request for comment, but on their website shared a statement that reads, quote, "While charges progress through the legal system, we will fully collaborate with the Sun Prairie Police Department while focusing on supporting students, families, and staff."
Trust is completely eroded.
But Yang says releasing these documents is not enough.
It just confirms what the criminal complaint has been saying. We are no longer relying on the district to restore trust.
And last week, a parent sued the district over transparency concerns. Now, multiple staff members have been placed on leave after the district hired an attorney to conduct an independent investigation. That investigation is still ongoing. Reporting live outside Sun Prairie West High School, Ellie La Liberté, News 3 Now.
All right, Ellie, thank you. Well, after months of speculation, U.S. Congressman Tom Tiffany is now entering the race for governor in Wisconsin. Tiffany represents the 7th Congressional District in northern Wisconsin. He won a special election in 2020 after the resignation of Sean Duffy, who is now the Secretary of Transportation. Tiffany won that race by 14 points and has won re-election by more than 20 points in each of his 3 re-elections. Tiffany joins businessman Bill Berrien and Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman in the primary as the only Republicans in the race so far. Meanwhile, the Democrats currently have 5 candidates. They are Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Representative Francesca Hong, State Senator Kelda Roys, and beer vendor Ryan Sternad.
Turning to weather, where conditions are quieting down for now. Here's meteorologist Blaze Keller with the forecast.
That's right. After some severe weather moved through parts of central and southern Wisconsin to kick off fall, the second day of the new season, a lot more quiet. Temperatures also a little bit cooler, especially towards Lake Michigan, where they're hanging out in the low to mid 60s. Everybody else, at least in those low to mid 70s. It's 75 in Lone Rock, 71 in Platteville and Monroe, 69 in Watertown, and 74 in Camp Douglas, where we do have a little bit of shower activity, but nothing compared to the heavy rain that we saw yesterday. 75 in Sauk City, into Dane County we go, 72 Madison, as well as in McFarland and Belleville, to name a few. Now we're going to continue to see hit or miss showers as we go throughout the rest of this evening. Northerly winds have taken on over, and that means that we're going to say goodbye to the thunderstorm threat and a lot of that heavy rain threat as well. Hit or miss showers overnight into and throughout Wednesday. Wednesday's looking to start off mostly cloudy, and then throughout the day we become more partly sunny as a new high pressure system moves on in, and that's going to keep us quiet and warm us up weekend. There's a look at your temperatures for this evening. Mid to upper 50s underneath partly cloudy conditions to mostly cloudy conditions. We are taking a look at the temperatures for the weekend and if there's any more rain chances in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, thank you. A Janesville man in custody after allegedly pulling a gun inside a vehicle with 2 children inside. That led to a multi-county pursuit. That incident happened yesterday at 3:20 in the morning. Janesville police were sent to Milton Avenue for reports of shots being fired. And at the scene, officers spoke with a female victim who says while sitting inside her car, she got into an argument with a man. The man allegedly pulled out a gun and fired a shot. 2 children were inside that car in the back seat, but were not hurt. The man was arrested in Delavan about an hour later, and he currently sits in the Rock County Jail until his initial appearance.
A Madison man will spend 70 years in prison for sexually assaulting an infant girl earlier this year. Back in May, 22-year-old Skylar Klassen pleaded guilty to first-degree sexual assault of a child sexual exploitation, and possession of child pornography. Detectives recovered sexually explicit images of the infant from Klassen's phone, as well as video evidence of the assault. Klassen was accused of sexually assaulting Madison Bishop's infant daughter. Bishop was charged in April with conspiracy to commit first-degree child sexual assault and failure to protect a child. Prosecutors say that she encouraged Klassen to sexually assault her daughter. Bishop is scheduled to appear in court October 10th.
Next week, lawmakers at the state capitol will meet to talk about the 2024 Wisconsin Child Abuse and Neglect Report. And ahead of that hearing, a child trauma advocacy group is calling for an expansion of Act 78's definition, which requires the Department of Children and Families to notify the public in cases of child death, serious injury, and egregious or critical incidents due to maltreatment or suspected maltreatment. DCF must report on cases when it is suspected a child in out-of-home care died of suicide. Now, advocates say the definition is not inclusive enough for children who are victims of sexual abuse.
There's a lot of harm being done to that child through their well-being, through their development, through their mental health. And I don't know that Act 78 really gets at that impact of harm.
Now, Henry says if the impact of sexual abuse is not included in the definition, those instances will not be included in the annual report that lawmakers will discuss on September 30th. The hearing will take place at 10:30 in the morning.
Well, coming up next, a heads up to seafood lovers why some bags of shrimp are being recalled.
Plus, sales of electric vehicles are surging this month, why dealers are doing whatever they can to get those vehicles off their lots. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, this year's Coats for Kids campaign continues to be a huge success thanks to you. Right now, we've collected 1,625 coats, nearly 500 more coats than last year at this time. But we can't stop now. We're looking for all kinds of winter coats, jackets, accessories, you name it, especially in sizes for toddlers, infants, and larger teenagers. You can make donations at any Madison area Clinky Cleaners from now through October 4th, but that's coming soon. If you're looking for other ways to help out, you can also head to channel3000.com/coats4kids to learn how to donate.
Well, time is running out to get one of those big electric vehicle tax credits under President Trump's spending and tax package. The $7,500 federal tax credit for EV buyers ends October 1st. Now, in recent weeks, some buyers have rushed out to get those deals ahead of the deadline. Industry insiders predict that losing that tax credit will likely cause a sharp drop in sales. However, another recent survey found most buyers who want an EV will still get one even without the credit.
We'll sell more EVs in 2026 in the United States than we're going to sell this year. Is it growing as fast as maybe what we thought it would a couple of years ago? No, it's a flatter kind of curve.
Now, about half of EV owners last year say they picked their vehicle because of the incentives on it. Automakers could respond to the credit loss with discounts, cashback offers, or simply reduced production.
And now to a recall of frozen shrimp that could contain radioactive elements. The recall impacts nearly 50,000 bags of Kroger raw colossal easy peel shrimp, 18,000 Kroger Mercado cooked medium peeled tail off shrimp, and more than 17,000 bags of Aquastar raw peeled tail on shrimp skewers. The items were sold between June 12th and September 17th in several states, including Wisconsin. Well, still ahead, the Henry Vilas Zoo gets ready to welcome a big new addition.
Plus, UW-Madison's Department of Art History prepares to celebrate a major milestone. We'll tell you what it has planned.
Plus, is more rain on the way for the week? Blaze has the complete forecast after this.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. This week, UW-Madison's Department of Art History is celebrating its 100th year. The public is invited to festivities planned for tomorrow through the 26th. The events include exciting lectures from honored guests and faculty, a symposium, an open house at the Chazen Museum of Art led by curators, faculty, and alumni, and a public reception in the museum's lobby.
We are, in fact, among the oldest freestanding art history departments in the country, and so it's just a really tremendous honor. We're using this opportunity not just to look back, but also to look forward, to reimagine what we can be like in our next 100 years.
And since the department was established back in 1925, it's grown to 12 faculty members teaching the history of art, architecture, and material and visual culture.
Well, looking ahead to the weekend, the True North Music and Food Festival is coming to the Duck Pond. The festival features some of Madison's best chefs and emerging regional music. Our partner, Madison Magazine, is a proud sponsor of the event. Tickets can be purchased at truenorthfest.com and start at $15. And we should note $2 from each ticket sold will benefit DAYS, Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, and also the Dane County Food Collective. That is this Saturday, the 27th.
Some exciting news for animal lovers in the area. The Henry Vilas Zoo is getting ready for a new resident. Nora, a 26-year-old polar bear from the Oregon Zoo, is moving here. The goal is to introduce Nora to a male bear with the hope that she can raise cubs. She's beautiful. Zoo experts say the move is part of a larger effort to protect the species, which faces a high risk of global extinction due to climate change. The announcement wasn't clear about exactly when people will be able to see Nora, but we are told the move will happen in the coming months. Now, chances for rain continue throughout the week. We have Blaze here with our first warm weather forecast.
And we are looking at a few showers tonight and into Wednesday, but the heavy rain certainly has wrapped up, which is some good news. And we'll take a look at if there's any more rain chances in the extended forecast. But at least in the immediate future, going into the first weekend of fall, temperatures are going to climb and sky conditions are going to remain mostly to partly sunny. And that begins tomorrow, at least the more sunnier conditions. Where we'll start off cloudy, but then as the day goes on, we'll watch as those clouds thin on out. High pressure is beginning to move on in, and high pressure is our fair weather friend. So that's exactly what we're going to get as we head into the rest of the week is lighter winds, and they're going to turn out of the south, as well as more sunshine. Further to the east, maybe a shower or two on Wednesday. You're closer to the exiting low, but generally speaking, the heavy rain is moving on out of here. This high pressure system is going to move out of Canada and kind of take a southward trend and then move its way eastward. So maybe a lingering shower or two Wednesday afternoon, primarily along the Lake Michigan shoreline. But as that high pressure system then begins to slide eastward, it's going to take on over and really clear out the cloud cover and dry us up as we head into Thursday. No real green on future track, and that continues into Friday as well. Other than maybe a few showers across northeastern Wisconsin, that high pressure system sinking air that really puts a damper on cloud cover is going to take on over. And by the time we head into Friday, winds will be turning out of the south, and that means we start to warm on up as we head into the first weekend of fall. About 10 to 15 degrees above average for the weekend through the middle of next week. We're looking at temperatures to be in the upper 70s to low 80s. And by now, our average high should be about 70 degrees. So as we head into the weekend, that high temperature for the time of year will likely be in the upper 60s. So we are continuing to trend warmer than average, and it looks to stay that way as we head into the start of October. A near 100% chance of being warmer than average for areas in this dark red. That includes the Dakotas, Nebraska, Iowa, all of Minnesota, and nearly all of Wisconsin and Iowa as well. And if we move that time frame even further into October, that first full week of the new month, that bullseye has not really moved. We're going to continue to stay warmer than average, now down to about a maybe 70 to 80% chance from the 1st through the 7th. Again, that could be by a degree or by several degrees, but it looks like we're not really saying goodbye to the at least warmer than average trend as we enter into the spookiest month of the year. There's a look at the 7-day forecast. We are going to continue to really remain dry after Wednesday. Showers wrap on up. A beautiful fall weekend, or first fall weekend ahead, as temperatures, as I mentioned, remain in the upper 70s to low 80s.
Just looks like summer.
You can start to get the Halloween decorations out a little bit early, I guess.
I've seen a lot of them. I'll take them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They're already there?
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Never too early for Halloween.
I don't know about that.
Those with young kids are just big force, too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Blaze. Well, a Wisconsin man is about to set off on a 3,000-long-mile bike ride for charity. Perry Kuznar will gear up in San Diego, California, then ride cross-country all the way to St. Augustine, Florida.
And he's asking folks to donate a penny a mile. That comes out to $30 for the trip per person. The fundraising effort aims to benefit several local causes, including addiction support programs and programs for the homeless.
I was reading that during lunch at work, and at 4 in the afternoon I realized I had not done any work because I was still reading his weblog, and I was so enthralled by this I thought, I have got to do that someday, and that's always stuck with me. And I retired at the end of last year, and I thought, now's the time to do it.
And Kuznar will start the ride on October 3rd with the hope to finish in roughly 2 months. Well, the Packers looking to correct their mistakes from Sunday's loss in Cleveland to the Browns. Coming up in sports, we'll take a look at what went wrong for the green and gold as they get ready to go to Dallas. Boy, after that tough loss over the weekend, the Packers are preparing to play the Dallas Cowboys this coming Sunday.
But before the game, the Pack has to take a look at what went wrong with the Browns. Our senior Packers writer, Jason Wilde, has in-depth analysis from Green Bay.
The Packers pride themselves on their offensive linemen being versatile, but it's possible that 2024 first-round pick Jordan Morgan doesn't fit that profile. He played right tackle, then he played left guard in the loss on Sunday in Cleveland, and struggled at both spots. I asked Matt LaFleur if maybe the Packers were stretching him too thin. Here's how he replied.
Do you think you're spreading them too thin, or how do you...
I think there's some merit to that for sure. I think especially when you look at just yesterday playing multiple spots in one game, I don't think that's easy on anybody, especially a guy that's still a relatively young player. So that's something that we've got to certainly look at.
Now, one thing is certain, the Packers have to do a better job of protecting quarterback Jordan Love. He took 5 sacks in Cleveland, tying a single-game career high. And while the Dallas Cowboys defense isn't as good as the Cleveland Browns, doesn't change the fact that the protection has to be better. We'll have full coverage throughout the week leading into the game for free. And make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, I'm Jason Wilde.
All right, thanks, Jason. Meanwhile, it is week 3 already of the Wisconsin Huddle. Badger safety Austin Brown is our guest as the Badgers entered their bye week. The show airs this Friday at 6:30.
Seems like a good time for a bye week for the Badgers. Let's go to Blaze. Final check of the forecast.
A beautiful evening. Some clouds here and there, maybe a stray shower. But from here on out, we really look to dry out and warm on up starting Thursday onward. So for the rest of this evening, a mix of mostly cloudy to partly cloudy conditions. Eventually, we settle into the 50s overnight. A stray shower can't be ruled out, but most of us are going to stay dry, not only tonight, but into Wednesday as well. A comfortable Thursday before we warm up into those upper 70s to low 80s. Staying there from Friday all the way through Wednesday of next week. Nothing but sunshine for southern Wisconsin as we head into the first full weekend of fall.
I love seeing those lows in the 50s.
I love it too, and I love that there's no severe weather
right?
or snow. So that's good.
It'll switch quickly when it
Don't
comes.
say that.
It always does.
I want like a month of peace before we go from
That's what right now is. Just let you know.
And I'm going to relish in it.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Coming up next, Entertainment Tonight.
Our next show is at 10. Hope you'll join us. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.